All right, guys and ladies, WD21 here. I tried doing this video yesterday, and for some reason I had an upload error, so that whole video was just rubbish. I wanted to run over what the plan is for this thing, since I'm actually going to be losing this facility sometime in the future. So I'm trying to take many things and turn them into less things by combining them. So this truck has been sitting for a while. This is the 92 Pathfinder that I bought last year for pennies on the dollar because it had a blown head gasket, had some front end damage, and some of the updates I was showing had some new sheet metal on the front of it, and I was making plans, and then this was at a point where I didn't think I was going to be losing my facility, so I just kept plugging along, going, yeah, someday I'll get to this, and it won't matter. It'll be one of those next projects. I can work on it a little bit here and there. But I really don't want to tow this thing to wherever I end up like this. The less non-running vehicles I have, the better. So I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to do with it. It had a lot of good sheet metal on it. We had a brand new hood here. Sorry about the focus. Thank you. There we go. Brand new hood. And then I had two fenders. I actually have three good 4x4 fenders here. So the plan was to put it back together, get a used motor, slap it back together, and drive it. Then I got a bug in my mind about getting back onto working with the rallycross truck. So my initial thoughts were pull all the sheet metal off that's good on this thing, slap it on the rallycross truck, pull the motor, put a head gasket on it, slap this transmission in it, and make the rallycross truck V6. Okay, that's a cool option right there. I mean, I have everything to be able to make a V6 swap on that truck real easy. I got computers, I got wire harnesses, I got clutch, I got flywheel, I've got transmission, I've got drive shafts, I've got just about everything I need to make that work. Then I was discussing with my other friend, and he's like, well, what if you just save take the body off of this, save the frame, and if you come across a body of some kind, it could even be a rat rod body, you'd have yourself a four-wheel drive, of some kind. And so that got the old hamster in the wheel turning, and I started looking this over, going, you may be onto something here, because the cool thing about this truck is that it's got a coil-over rear suspension with 4 links. Not a coil-over, it's a coil spring rear suspension with a 4-link setup there with a rear sway bar, and it's not something you find on the hard body pickups themselves. So we did a little measurement, and we found that the wheelbase is exactly the same, and we checked the track, and the track is pretty good. It's that 57 3/8 inches. Doesn't really pertain to putting a cab on it, but we did the measurement anyways just to see where it was in its current state. So a little bit of further online research yielded that the cab mounts up to the back door, or the back of the front door here, these cab mounts are all in the same location as the regular cab two wheels and 4-wheel pickup trucks. So that really got the brain turning. I said to myself, well, the cab that I have on the rallycross truck right now is white. It's not perfect. It's got some warts here and there. It's got a floor repair that I did where I was learning how to weld, and it's not, it'll work, but it's not the prettiest thing on the planet. So I'm always on the hunt for these parts trucks, or stuff like this that I can parts down and save the best bits and make my money back selling the stuff I don't want. Excuse me, a nice cup of coffee here. So my thoughts are, take this body off of this frame, and put a D21 regular cab on this frame, switch it to 5-speed, get this V6 running again, plumb everything, and then I'll have a regular cab 4-wheel drive hard body with a coil spring rear suspension. I think that's a win-win to me. So hello viewers, we're just talking about this Pathfinder and the plans that I have for it here. It's probably not going to stay a Pathfinder for much longer. I'm going to pull the body off of this thing and put a regular cab hard body cab on it. Keep it 4-wheel drive, keep it V6, switch it to 5-speed using the spare 5-speed that I took out of my gold Pathfinder that I scrapped last month. Because the cab I have is not complete, I'm going to be using a lot of pieces off of this to complete that cab, but it will go on there. The wheelbase is the same as the regular cab pickups, and the cab mounts are in the same locations up to the back end of the front door. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna pull the wire harness, which I've started. The interior is pretty in pieces on this thing right now. I'm going to pull the wire harness as gently as I can. I have the dash out, I have the cluster out. Today's project is getting some other little odds and ends out that I can get at without actually terminally pulling this thing apart, because I got to be able to use it for reference when I go to put the other cab back together. So try and get as much out of it as I can so it's just pretty much an empty shell. I listed this on Facebook Marketplace. If somebody's interested in the body, it's not going to come with the front doors, it's not coming with a hood, it's not coming with any of the front sheet metal, it's not coming with computers or wires or any interior bits except for everything in the rear. If you can live with that and you need a body that's going to be like the back doors back, come rescue this thing, because if I don't get a hit on it in a month, I'm going to probably roll the body off the frame and just take it to the scrapyard. I don't really want to. I'll save as much off of it as I can, but I really want this to be a pickup truck slash Pathfinder build. And I've seen a couple of them, like Nissan Pathfinders.net had a couple guys that had done something like that, and I thought it was pretty neat. And it is, it's very unique, and with the coil spring rear, it's definitely going to make it very interesting. So I think that's the route I'm going to go with this. It's going to be pretty easy once I get this whole body off the thing. Sandblast the frame, paint the frame, do whatever repairs I need to do to it, rust wise, if there is any. I mean, I really haven't found much. I mean, all it is just like surface rust that can be, you know, wire brushed down and painted over. And I don't even have to move the fuel tank. The fuel tank's sitting right in the back. I'll leave that right there. And talking with another buddy today, we were talking about running an exterior roll cage behind the cab to the frame, so it's going to look like a it's going to look like a mud bogging truck. And that's kind of where I'm going with it. Is it may not be a road legal truck, it may just be another way of storing parts like the red truck ended up being, and it'll just be my mud truck that I can tow to an event and just go running around in. I've got the 15 by 10 Vector turbine wheels. I've got a set of 31 mud tires now, so those are going to go on it soon, and then we're just going to throw the cab up on it and see how it looks. And I want to do a suspension lift while I have everything apart, and I'm going to do a body lift as well. So this thing's going to be pretty cool looking, nice and tall. It's not going to be the prettiest thing. I really am not worried about pretty at this point, but it will be mostly white. I'm going to paint this hood. I've got a white fender. I've got another fender that I can shoot white, and that'll pretty much keep it all one color. The cab's white, the doors are white, So that'll be an easy fix there. That'll keep it uniform looking. These doors are too good to pass up. I'm not going to scrap them. I'm going to put them on that other cab. So today's project is just pick up where I left off, just unbolting things, getting them out of the way, getting things in boxes, labeling things, and I'm hoping that soon, I'm not exactly sure when, but soon I will be dragging this over to my buddy's house, into his shop where the rallycross truck is parked, and just continue ripping it to pieces. And then eventually, if somebody rescues this body, as I said, I've got it on Facebook Marketplace. It's $250. I'll trade it for VG engine parts. If you got some stuff that you think that I could use for this, I'll definitely consider it. I just would rather not see this body get junked. It does have some concerns, nothing major, but you know, it's not totally rust free. It's got bubbling going on in a few different spots here. See right here, that's actually a hole, but I'm sure somebody with the proper amount of Bondo could probably take care of that. It will include the rear hatch, but it will not include the rear bumper. I'm keeping that. It'll include the rear doors. They're nice, but they're not perfect. Obviously the belt molding is on it. You got a little bubbling happening right here, but $250, make me an offer, trade me some stuff, and it's yours. You can come pull off too if you want, if you would rather do the removal yourself. I'm open to that. This thing is located in central New York. If you're serious, just email me as Nissan Rallycross Truck at gmail.com. Everything from the front doors forward is pretty much going with me. Everything from the front doors back is fair game. Body wise, frame wise, everything is going to remain in my possession. So that's the project now. I'm just fueling up with a little bit of coffee, and we're going to start turning some wrenches. So thanks for tuning in. Let me know if you're interested in the body, and the next time I tune in, this thing will probably be even more disassembled than what you're seeing now. Thanks for watching.